believe I'm on.
Do you
That's my
think
ability.
do you think the Christian historical conception of God would better your life or worsen it?
I wouldn't want to go to hell. That would be the worst outcome.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's your guys' fault because you didn't convince me well enough. So you guys.
The beauty of the gospel is that heaven came to earth in the form of Christ, in bodily form,
Yes.
to prove to you, to prove to others, to start a following, a messianic following,
Yep.
that heaven has come, the kingdom has come.
Yeah, everyone has crises of faith at some point or whatnot, I suppose. So I'm not ruling it out, but I believe I'm on.
Do you
that's my
think
ability.
do you think the Christian historical conception of God would better your life or worsen it?
If I were to believe in it?
I mean, I guess
I don't know what that means.
if it was just true. I mean, the next thing is if you would.
If it
believe
was
in 'cause
true?
I guess you could
If it was
hypothetically
true-
deny it.
Yeah, if it was true and I knew for certain it was true, it'd be the easiest thing in the world. I would just literally go on crusades. And like I'm half joking. Like if I had absolute
Yeah.
certainty that I was either going to heaven or hell, I'm all in on heaven, okay? So like you know,
But that's such a, like, dig into that more. Why do you need absolute certainty?
if I had relative certainty even that heaven was real and hell was not. I think heaven and hell, I don't know. I don't know what happens to you after you die. You know, it's like you could ask me what I think happens and I could come up with some bullshit, but like, and even if I could, like, if you ask me what happens after I die, I probably could string together some hypothesis, but you, I, and everyone watching knows I have no way of knowing. So it's almost like who the hell cares? I wouldn't want to go to hell. That would be the worst outcome.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's your guys' fault because you didn't convince me well enough. So you guys got a lot riding on me.
And I feel,
I hope I'm taking you guys with me. By the way, if I go to hell, I'm like, these fuckers didn't convince me. God, you sent them to save my soul, and they fucked up. And you're like, you know what? They basically killed you yourself, Paul. So they're going with you. Like, yes, we'll hang out. We'll play poker.
then he's gonna say, you know how many they converted from your audience, Paul? No, I'm just kidding.
Now we're talking.
I do hear, and it's sad because I think it's a very American evangelical, but this
Sure.
idea of heaven and hell, and it's like you want to choose heaven, or you want to run away from hell. I even get some of this from Peterson too. But I just think it's so sad. I think it's a really sad gospel, and it's just not the true one. So, I mean,
I'm not
we
going to hell?
both. Well, that's not what the gospel is. That's not what. The beauty of the gospel is that heaven came to earth in the form of Christ, in bodily form,
Yes.
to prove to you, to prove to others, to start a following, a messianic following,
Yep.
that heaven has come, the kingdom has come, and that there's a problem that he was here to resolve, which was sin, disorder, disarray.
Yep.
And so God entered in.
Are you
to the human
amillennial?
condition.
Is the kingdom of God? Are we in the kingdom of God right now? Is Christ reigning on heaven?
I would be amillennial, but I'm pretty open-handed.
Okay.
For the
You're not-
dispensationalists,
you're
I
not
would say
post-millennial.
that's pretty heterodox.
Yeah.
I could be convinced of post-millennials. I'm just not quite.
Which one is
quite close too
dispensationalist?
far.
Are they post or pre?
They're pre-millennial, and there are historic premillennials that are not dispensationalists. So
Okay, got it.
whatever.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I say all that to say, like, I don't know. When you just talk about heaven
How
or
could-
hell, wanting heaven,
right.
not wanting hell, it
Yep.
robs the gospel of its true power, which is that a God that desires you sent his son to get you through the
Okay.
means of the cross.
Well, you should blame God because why did he make hell then?
Well, what
It's like it's kind of
he
like,
gave
man,
you his son.
it's like, yeah, and if I don't believe, I'm burning in hell for eternity. That blows. That's the scariest part of
that's-
this. I don't know how to tell you that.
But then I think it's the understanding of, like, the problem in the world with sin and the weight of that, especially compared to a holy God.
I mean, I would tell
Like,
you
what
that
could we expect? What could we
Yeah.
expect from a holy God?
that he wouldn't send people to burn for eternity if he really loved you. It's kind of a fucking dick move on his part. It's kissing a problem of evil. Fine, whatever. It's like Although not really. Problem of evil is a separate thing. But there's, this is not
And
the first time
the
anyone's
problem
brought
of
this
evil
up.
is I'm not going to be. It's an incredibly dense.
Of course.
Theologians have discussed that forever, and I'm not going to pretend like I have the greatest answer to that. But yes,
of course. I could tell you that I think heaven and hell are real, but I do think heaven is real and hell is real. They exist on Earth. I think hell is a real place on Earth. I think, I don't know about heaven. Hell is certainly real. And there is the opposite of hell, which is more like heaven. And we don't know what the upper limits are. Now, could I, even I hesitate saying this because even though I'm all for irony and memes, in some sense I don't want the obvious meme and irony thing of what I'm about to say to kind of overshadow like the underlying truth that I think there is, the underlying truth that to some degree I think exists in the point I'm about to make. But like, when you die, your brain gets flooded with DMT, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You ever taken DMT?
No.
Neither have I. But according to people that have, it's the most spiritually significant thing that can be experienced. And it's very odd that when you die, your brain gets flooded with that. Now, let's say the panpsychists are onto something. What does that all imply? What does it all mean about your life force, your soul, your energy? I don't know. That does not mean that I think that Jesus literally rose from the dead. If anything, he was probably a leader of a mushroom cult, which is what Brian Morescu says. And in Sacred Mushroom of the Cross. You guys know that book?
From you referencing it.
Yeah, you recommended it last time.
Looked in it and looked into just how debunked it is. But
Okay. Anyway, I'm feel like I'm pontificating.
That's okay. You are the PF Jung.
That's fair.
No, I mean, it's. Don't you think a true Jesus would be good and better for you, Paul?
Yeah, if I could will myself to believe something that I don't currently believe, I would believe it. Like, I think Alex O'Connor got asked this. If you could choose to be a Christian, would you? Like, yeah, if I could make myself believe something that I don't currently believe, I would. Like, yeah, it'd be fucking great to be in the Christian narrative. Like, that's why I was semi-joking, like I'd go on crusades. Like, bro, if I was convinced, be like, yo, sign me up. Like, I'll go die in whatever hole you want me to, because it's inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you guys some questions? Maybe at the end?
Go ahead.
You guys with more stuff?
Sure. Nope. I mean, free open book. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Aside from the fact that I'm incredibly famous and have disgusting levels of reach, why are you interested in my perspectives on this at all? Given how delusional I sound often.
I genuinely think you're very open-minded. And I think your engagement with Christian thought leaders and atheism is good. You're in this space, whether you like it or not. And so and even hearing from how you were brought up in it, I don't know. I think I'm hoping and praying for God to do something in your life. I mean, that's the short end of it.
Me too.
And I think I'm thinking with you being open-minded at least, and if you're being genuine in all the things that you're saying, which I believe that you are, I think he can. But I also do think that that's an act of the divine. I do think that there's supernatural things that happen when you come to faith in Jesus Christ. That's a scriptural understanding.
Right.
Paul says that it's foolishness to anybody else who don't have that supernatural, like it is a divine revelation, is what it's called. So
yeah, which is partly why, and I'm sure I told you this last time. It's like that's partly why I'm so turned off by Christian apologetics, not Christian theology and like Christian philosophy, but like the argumentation, the logical, like presuppositional, whatever form it takes.
Yeah.
It's just like, I promise you, like whatever God's nature is, it will not be one that reveals itself to me via some fucking debate bro going like, well, technically, like Jay Dyer talking about, I can't say that my shirt is, yellow right now.
Yep.
Unless I accept the Eastern Orthodox God is like, I'm going to guess that's not how I'm going to come to Christ if I ever do, or return rather. Although I was baptized as a Catholic, so technically I'm saved in their tradition, so I've got my insurance card no matter what. Or maybe not, actually. Don't the Catholics have to constantly reconfess or whatever? There's like... whatever.
Yeah, you probably have committed some. You probably committed some mortal sins that.
Yeah,
I'm in debt.
Meet with the priest, Paul.
Yeah. I'm in debt. Yeah, I've been borrowing on margin, let's say, a significant amount, and just taking L's left and right.
And I think a good example. I mean, a good example of this, and I really don't think what Wes Huff did in Joe Rogan's life was an example of the apologetics that you're describing. Like he went there.
Yeah, go ahead.
He talked about the Bible and the historicity, and it was interesting to Joe Rogan. And then also Wes Huff is a cool guy. He's a cool guy that isn't crazy and has his best intentions in mind.
Do you like Wes Huff?
Dude.
Do you like Wes Huff?
I think Wes Huff is pretty good.
There's something about him. I'm like,
You just think, you think he's hiding something?
It's just funny.
He's a little Canadian, which means you should like him.
Yeah. You think I'm not Canadian? We've established that, right? It's because Jordan Peterson's Canadian. Okay, I get that.
Yes, exactly.
All right, here's what I'll say. This is my perception of Wes Huff. So this is a good example of, to the degree that it is benefiting you at all to get an honest understanding of how I see things.
Yeah.
Wes Huff, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, is not actively in like going out and trying to have genuine discussions with the Orthodox Christians. They keep challenging him debates, and he keeps saying like, nah, and hedging it, and like, interesting. If you were so confident in your belief, you would go not just be willing to talk to people, you'd be out seeking challenge for it. But it doesn't seem like he does that. He'll debate that one nut job or whatever that got Joe Rogan on, which, to be clear, I don't even know what that guy said. I just know that other people called him a nut job for it. So I'm just repeating what other people have told me. Is it accurate?
Yep.
That one black dude that said,
it was a lot of this Gnostic gospel said that Jesus was not.
And the aliens.
Oh fuck.
Everything.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. I was with it until the Gnostic part, but panspermia is a real hypothesis. We don't know the role that. Let me ask. Okay, hold on. I'll ask you how would your theology change if aliens came tomorrow? But hold on. That aside, do you? What do you think of that? Like, it bothers me that Wes Huff is not out challenging. It seems like, I could be wrong, but I vaguely recall a clip of him, or maybe it was like a message he wrote about why he's not going to have a debate with or a discussion with, and not like a debate, like, I would advise him not to talk to Jay Dyer. Like, good on that. No one should talk to Jay Dyer. Yep. But there are good faith Eastern Orthodox or Catholic theologians that he doesn't engage with. It's like, interesting. That's indication to me that he knows he's wrong to some degree.
I think it is a differing in theological tradition. Protestantism, especially evangelical Protestantism, which Wes Huff is a part of, is very, very focused on salvations of the lost, reaching the lost. Mm-hmm. And so he legitimately might view it as a waste of time to debate the historical.
Yeah, another believer.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like that's what Josh just said. He is more focused on trying to reach the unbeliever, which is why he also went on what was the other podcast?
He went on
comedians or whatever.
Yeah, on Flagrant or whatever with Andrew Schultz.
That huge one as well. It seems like he's trying to reach more.
Good, and I do think, to your point, Paul, I do think sometimes he has overreached in terms of his church history knowledge, because that's not actually his scholarship. No. His scholarship is in textual
criticism,
whatever, of biblical. Blah blah blah. So if he's talking about this saint believed this or whatever, or blah blah blah, he's gonna have a lot of disagreements. And would it be better if he debated all this? Maybe, but ultimately that's an internal.
I'm not
discussion.
saying it'd be better.
It doesn't benefit someone. It doesn't benefit someone like you for Wes Huff to debate a Jay Dyer. I know you said not Jay Dyer, but somebody like a Jay.
No,
Dyer.
It would benefit me because, again, the reason I cannot commit to a specific set of beliefs. Apostles' Creed or otherwise, is because there's so much dispute about them. Not just now you'd say not internal to Christianity, because the Apostles' Creed is what makes a Christian, fine. But then there are other religions, right? Like,
Correct.
you know, and I can't just say, how could it be why would it be a more, like, assuming I am, from my perspective, because that's what I'm operating in, why is it a more honest intellectual exercise to start with what, you know, the text that you think I should start with versus like the Bhagavad Gita or the Kabbalah or the Eastern Orthodox texts or whatever? Like, you know, it's like there's literally an infinite number of ways I can where I could start theologically.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, how do I know where to start, or rather, what path do I pursue, the question is, how do you figure out which path to pursue? And the way I do that is, it's a fucking lame answer, but it's like voice of conscience. It's like,